Okay, let's talk about what tools you'll need and process steps you need to do to change out this fuel filter. The first thing you'd want to do is you want to come over here and disconnect your battery. You're dealing with fuel, so you don't want anything that might be energized to cause you a problem or a fire. The fuel filter sits way underneath the intake manifold. It's extremely difficult to get to because of its proximity and location. You're going to have several different access points, and you're probably going to have to stand up on your engine to get your hand underneath there. Remember, there's very sharp edges like clamps. The radiator, you want to pat everything to make it as comfortable as possible. This fuel filter sits underneath that exhaust manifold and is held on by a strap. The strap on here is now missing. It is sitting just like it is underneath that manifold. We have an inlet and we have an outlet. Basically what you want to do is there's a bolt that goes in both ends. It's called a banjo bolt. The fuel line comes over here, allows fuel in, banjo bolt and back. 2 copper washers. Why this is strapped in way underneath this intake manifold, you're going to want to basically loosen those banjo bolts because they'll be tight. A little fuel is going to leak out after you do that. That's okay because you have your power disconnected. Once you have your banjo bolts loosened up, you can dress the clamp that bolts onto the side of the block. There are 2 bolts, 2 12mm bolts that hold this fuel filter to the side of the block. Once you loosen those off, carefully remove the bolts. Again, it's a hard reach. You might end up dropping a bolt. Be careful, there's going to be a lot of sharp points. And then carefully unthread your fuel lines. You should be at that point be able to pull your fuel filter out. It is going to spill fuel, and there's a starter right below this fuel filter. So try to minimize tilting this too much. When you go back to put the process back in, I found that if you go back to the very back side towards the firefall, this banjo bolt first, and thread in both your gaskets and put the hose together, you have a little flexibility to add that banjo bolt in. Then I put the bottom bolt, 12mm bolt to that strap first and bolted it in, then the top. And the last, I did this banjo bolt here, which made it tight. Then start your vehicle, check for leaks. Take your time. This is not a project that's easy. I put it on a scale of 10 because of access issues, and I would say it'll take you about an hour and a half. Thank you so much for watching.